with this thing set up, so hold on. I gotta get this out of the way here. Sorry, guys. Okay. I feel like I'm in a Skyrim game. Hello? 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 Alright, there we go. I think you guys can hear what I can hear now. Alright, I think we're cruising now. I gotta make sure I turn this on. Alright. Wedging table. The last one right in the middle here. I just want to make sure I have this kind of pulled down. Good, that's on there nice and tight. I'll push this over here. Alright. I guess that's a little bit off to the side too much. Pottery shelf. Pottery shelf. Yep, there we go. Someone said good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Alright, so here we go. The demons have created a rift. And out comes the pottery demon. Green on. Good morning, chili dogs. What you focus on grows. Feed them horses. We got 3 more pots coming at you guys. Got these ones right in the back here, so I'm gonna get ready to throw these, and we're gonna start cruising. We got some spooky music today, so I'm gonna get over there and I'm gonna throw. So green, off. Green, off. There we go. Camera C. Let's turn this one right off real quick for us there. Actually, I accidentally hit the screen, so it's not going to be centered anymore. So, move that out of the way. How watery is this? We probably got one we can throw with that water there. Get these off. Love some Pottery Demon on lunchtime break. So funny. Alright, so here we go, guys. Camera B. Push this down. The first thing that we're going to do, guys, and we're always going to do, is make sure we splay that down. Right? Get it kind of wide. We don't want any undercuts. Take our finger, slowly close up any undercuts, right? And so that water can't get underneath there, and we can't throw or pull this top thing right off, right? Sometimes that just changes on the material that you're using. Like if you use a wet plaster bat, you really don't have to worry about it falling off, right? But sometimes on a plastic one, if there's a little layer of dust too, it can cause some problems. Anyway, I'm gonna push. I'm gonna pull back. Slowly gonna walk this up. Okay? We're gonna go over to camera A. So camera A. Camera A. There we go. speed up when we get to the top here. Slowly bring this down. Being careful because we have some spots that are going to want to tear, but we slowly tilt that top hand over to the side, and wherever we feel that wobble, our right hand is going to catch it. And we're slowly going to walk this down. There we go. Alright, take some of this water right off the side here, and again, grab your hammer fist. We're going to go over to camera C. Our fist is coming down on the clay. We are not losing our tension in our left arm. Our body weight is supporting it from the elbow. We don't want it to move, and we're slowly pushing down. And you can see we're going to drag the fist outward, right? So we got one more to do, and then we'll be perfectly centered here. So there's still a slight wobble you can see, right? Again, on this third here, split up the thirds. I'm pushing forward with my body. My hammer fist is coming down, and I'm slowly walking any uncentered clay off to the side. It's still not perfect, so I'm gonna push this in. One more time. Ooh, now we're perfect centered. Thumbs right on the inside. You gotta check if there's any rabbits, right? Those rabbits will tear up your garden. You gotta make sure they're not in any of those little crevices, right? Right, opened up, no rabbits, great. Gonna grab our hook, Captain Hook, the best villain in Peter Pan, and we are cutting right through this bottom. Our finger is slowly sliding as if it was cutting through soft butter we left out the night before. Taking our fingers, smoothing out this interior. It's a little bit thick. If I'm thinking about it right now, it's almost maybe 3/8 of an inch. We want it down a little bit under 1/4 of an inch. Maybe closer to 1/8 of an inch thickness on that bottom. I don't trim, so I want to keep all that thickness out to the side so I can pull it up. There we go. The bottom is established, right? I'm going to round off this top just a tad. Make sure I smooth out this just a little bit. And there we go. We're going to get ready for our llama. Hello. It's me. Been quite a while, guys. One day, exactly. Camera B. Right down to the bottom. Slowly walk this up. The llama is gripping on that top rim there, while the left hand is slowly pushing forward, and they're both going up at the same time. And it's a collar, but also a pole at the same time, right? And we get our volcano. Our volcano's going to help us up. We're going to get our cylinder by pushing that thickness and that wideness inwards, and then take that up. The first couple pulls are always about getting that even wall thickness. So take your knuckle and slowly walk that in. Alright, so we have some off-centered bits, right? Somebody said, it's 2 a.m. and I don't know how I got here. The algorithm. The algorithm brought you here. If it's 2 a.m., yo, you gotta go to sleep. The algorithm brought you here so I can tell you to go to sleep. Turn off the stream, turn off your phone, and go to sleep. Alright, grabbing our knuckle one more time. I'm slowly defining this bump. Because when we get to this top, that's where that thickness is going to be. There we go. You don't wanna. Bro, I'm not going to fight with you. Just go to bed. That's so funny. Alright, slowly collaring this in. We're going to get ready. We're going to do one more pull right at this bottom edge here. So we're going to define this. This is where we're taking the clay to its limits. We're probably going to gain some wobble, but we're not going to freak out about it. Have our 2 fingers on that inside, slowly walk up and create this bump. Now we have this little bump. You can see it's all about walking this up. Any bump and undulation, we don't freak out. We maintain the bump, and like a slug on an adventure to find his next meal, we slowly walk up the clay. We don't freak out. I know it's going to be out of the camera, I can just tell, so I apologize in advance. But there we go. Alright. So we'll bring this back down. Just a second. Alright, we gotta get my elbow in here somehow. Someone says this makes them miss working with clay. You can always work with clay. Alright, we're gonna do a slight spiral on the base. So here we go. Breathe when you're going up the spot. You don't want to freak out. Now we're going to chill here. Let's make one rotation. We're going to be cognizant that it's probably going to fold. Right? So you can see it's starting to dip down, but we're going to still try to finish off this pole here, right? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to slightly pull out towards this top, trying to set a twist in. Oh my gosh, this thing is on its last limbs. So sometimes that spiral is too thin. We're going to keep pulling. Sometimes when you get too much height and it gets too thin, it's going to want to collapse in some ways. But we have the spiral and we finish the tree. And we have a cool buckle. So let's try to sell it with the, what's it called? Or bring some intention back into it with the tendrils, okay guys? And I'm seeing that where that dipped in right here, that seems like a moment that I could add a tendril. The spiral, the initial reason for that I did the spiral on the bottom, for tall, I do it for tall pots because if I do the tree tendril, or the veins of the tree all the way up, they collapse totally and it's really hard to get them to stay upright, right? But the buffer on the bottom, that spiral, acts, you know, usually as a little bit of a support system, but if I make that spiral too drastic, you can see how it collapsed in on that one side there. But we still got the spiral in and we got the tree top down, right? So I mean, there's elements of this that can work out. We just really need to make sure that the top, or the tendrils here, really add to what's happening on the form, right? So we're going to do maybe 3 tendrils. We can do something cool with 3 tendrils. Just like bringing this in and out. Right around this side, in and out, right? And so the tendrils are a moment when you stop functioning as a pattern with the tendrils, you start making them really play with the gesture of the pot. You can have some fun, and we can dip our toe into the realm of sculpture. So here we are, we're turning. We're going to have this right on this rim here. So there's number 1, okay. Take this one right up the top. We want this one to go right up on this ledge too. this one back here. We don't want anything too crazy with this one. Maybe we want it to buckle down just like this. Alright. The key with the tendrils is touch them as little as possible. And there we go. Number 1. Alright guys. So that's number 1. I can imagine I make like a little pottery horse and have him on this little ledge here. It seems like a rock next to the tree, or like a tree growing out of a river of sorts, right? So there's number 1. Really loose on that one, right guys? Okay. Here's number 2. Slowly, we're gonna swap over to camera C. Camera C. I'm gonna get some more water. I have a couple of buckets full of water set all around the room here. So sometimes when one gets too full of some gunky slip, you know, we'll swap over to another bucket. Here we go. Some water right on this edge here. Here we are guys, we're gonna get ready for number 2. Wipe your hands on your pants like always, right? And here we go. Number 2. The ritual is started. Camera B. There we go. Do I only work with one clay body? No. Sometimes I work with 2 main clay bodies. A light stoneware, right? A dark stoneware, which I am using now, and a white stoneware. Those are the 3. Right now I've been really liking this dark stoneware because the clay has a lot of grog in it, right? And I can feel the sandiness of it sanding down the sides of my hands, right? It also adds a lot of integrity to the form, so I can get clay to go higher. And I can do a little bit more, I've found, if I let it get a little bit harder than what you'd normally work with, right? Sometimes when I would use the white stoneware, I just felt like it was more rubbery than clay-like. But again, we're right to this top here. Camera A. Bring that right up to the top. Right down to the bottom. I tilt this over. Keeping in mind, wherever that wobble is, we want that right hand to follow. Right down to the bottom. Push this down. Alrighty. You guys ready? Camera C. Push down this clay. My headset is getting off to the side just a little bit, so I gotta be aware of it. If it slides any more off my head, I have to readjust. But here we go. We're gonna open up the clay now. 2 thumbs. Sometimes I like to have 1 thumb over to the side, keeping the middle thumb in that dead zone, right? Helps me keep that right on center there. So you can see that thumb right over that side. That's the thing that's cutting down. Keeping these 2 fingers in that dead zone so they don't catch that spot that's spinning, right, and get kicked off, right? Anyway, a little bit of water right on the interior there. Check if there's any rabbits. No rabbits. Gotta make sure your pond has a little bit of water in it. Can't have the tadpoles be drying out. Take your finger, hook your fingers, and slowly cut along the bottom like butter that you left out. But right now, my grandmother's strawberry jam, right? It's amazing. I love strawberry jam on rye bread, and especially if it's real strawberries, not none of that artificial stuff, right? But anyway, it's really good. If you leave it out just for a little bit, it gets a little bit soft, and it spreads really easily on toast. Anyway, what's up, guys? It's me, Llama. I'm gonna go look for some volcanoes now. Bites right on that rim. Camera B, slowly pushing with that left hand and pulling back with that llama, creating your volcano. And here we go. Alrighty, no rabbits, I know. Sometimes, very rarely do we see the rabbits, right? But you'll hear them. They sound like a little pop. Pop, 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 pop. A little water right on this bottom edge here. Slowly bringing in that fist until I can feel my finger through the clay. And that's when I know I can slowly lift up the volcano. Sometimes you'll cut off these little like onion rings. Don't worry about them. You don't need them. Sometimes when people get those, they freak out and they'll try to get them off right away. Finish off the pole. Those things will just come off afterwards. So don't worry. Again, right down to the bottom, taking your finger, projecting that knuckle inwards. I feel that finger on that interior. I create the bump. I slowly lift up. Again, I'm not trying to get too much height out of this. I'm just trying to equalize those walls. And now we've turned the volcano into a cylinder. Wow. A little bit of water, color in that top, just a tad. You never want to lose your top. As soon as you lose the top, everything's going to go downhill. Okay? Get some water right on that interior. Get ready to ask the clay for a quest. The clay's quest is this bump that it's going to give us. And what are we going to do? We're going to slowly walk up this bump. We don't freak out if there's any undulations. We finish the pole. It's a great metaphor for life. Whatever obstacles come in your way, continue walking down that path. Don't stop. Keep pushing forward. Be that unrelenting force. There you go. Right through the top. Look at the throwing lines, guys. That's the breath of your pole, right? That lift, that breath, that pattern, right? That's all this right here, right? People like to get rid of all that with a rib tool, right? For me, that shows me your pull. I can imagine what you were going through during that pull. A little bit tighter, so I was slower towards that bottom. I probably sped up maybe a little bit too fast, and maybe I slowed down as I got to that top, right? That's what it tells me from just the condensing and uncondensing of those lines, right? All right, here we go. A little bit of water on that interior, but actually we don't want to have too much on this bottom because when we close it up, we just want to make sure the sides are wet. Here we go. Get some of that water out of there, guys. Right down to the bottom. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get ready? Water on the inside. Twist this down. Slowly lift this up. Belly that out just a tad. Kiss that rim. It's going to tilt down on one side. You can see it a little bit too thin. It might rip, it might not. We're not going to worry about it too much, right? So just a little bit too thin on the treetop there. So you can see it's really starting to dip down. Sometimes what can happen is that rim can start acting as a framing device, right, for that interior spiral. I'll show you guys in a second. Camera C. So you guys can see that interior spiral right there, right? And so the more this dips down, the more this tilts, you can start seeing it starting to tear, or what I like to think of it as more of a water fissure. The water is getting in between those particles, and you can see it totally dipped over. And I'll show you. Camera B. So now you can start seeing that it's looking at us, right? It's inviting the viewer to look inward into that spiral, right? Usually on these, we have to do tendrils to make them look interesting. If you do just a petal on the bottom, they don't really look too good. So here we go. Right to this bottom edge. Slowly pop this up. We'll probably do 2 tendrils, and maybe we'll do them the opposite, going opposite ways. So we're gonna have to turn our wheel around, okay? Get some of that water out of here though. Okay. Grab this. I'm gonna take it from this back. Stop. And then we're out. Okay? And we're going to swap our wheel the opposite way. So we're going to spin. We're now going clockwise. We're going to take this edge. Cut some of that off. Here we go. We're going to curl number 1 right up. And our goal is that we want the tendrils to interact with this rim somehow, right? And so I'm going to have this one dance on that rim. So there's number 1. I'm going to take the second one here. Do that same thing. We want it to dance right on that rim. Right up to the top here. Maybe this one's barely there, and it's reaching and it's grabbing right over into that rim there. So there we go. And so now we can swap this back around. And I'd say usually you want to do something with this. So I'm just squeeze, let go, squeeze, let go, squeeze, let go, squeeze. And now we're going to dance with this thing. Add some flair on that bottom. And there we go. So there's number 2 for the day. So now you can see how we've made that rip or that tear have some more personality by creating those tendrils reaching up, almost like it's pulling its mouth open, right? Or pulling that top tree down, right? Alrighty, here we go. It's all about when those moments happen, right? How are you reacting to the pot? I feel like that's a majority of what pottery is. It's all about reacting. I need some sponges because my foot is getting absolutely soaked. Camera C? Camera C? Yep. So you can see I have all this here. Hold on, I gotta find another sponge. In the meantime, I'll leave you guys with a video. Camera A. Turn this down. Goated 1. Go. Sorry guys, I just had to fix up a little sponge situation. We're gonna get right back to it here. Pottery shelf. Oh, we gotta turn the music back up too. I would really like for you guys to hear this creepy music that we're playing. I love the spookiness of it. There's something about it that's making the clay, to me, feel threatening. That's some good energy. Okay, so here we go. Camera C. Camera B. Push that in, grab some water, curl that around. Those are some Australian level shorts. Like my actual shorts, or like the short edit. Right down, push this forward. There we go. Okay, again. Like 2 lanes of traffic, that push and pull. Yeah, normally I do shorts and leggings, but today I did not do that. Thank you. Alright, right down to the bottom. Camera A. Right down to the side. Wherever it's tearing, you want to make sure that you are having that right hand down. Some water. Push this down. Right to that base. Pull this up one more time, and we're going to swap over to camera C. Right down. Using your fist, and we have our left hand on that third. Again, one more time, guys. Again, so a little bit of water. Project that hand forward just a tad. There we go. Again, on that third, slowly walk that back, and we're centered. Alrighty. Ooh. Make that Rorschach image with your hands, you know, the little ink splotches. Use my thumbs to push down. No rabbits, great. A little water. Use my fingertips to cut through that base. Imagine that cake, right? That bottom layer of that cake, you got 3 layers of cake. You move that bottom layer, the top 2 layers are gonna follow. Smooth out this top. Right over to the edge. There we go. And you know what happens, guys. What's up? It's me, Llama. We found 2 volcanoes today, guys. But there's yet one more to discover. Right down to the bottom. Camera B. Hold that clay. Slightly lift up, not wrist up. Lift up your hands. You get that volcano going on, right? Always aim for that volcano. The llama loves it, and you know what? We love it. A little bit of water on that interior. Right down. Don't be scared if it opens, right? Because you're gonna re-pull through that top, right? A lot of people get freaked out when they open up that top. Don't worry about it. Slowly bring up this little bump. Again, lesson up on the top. I noticed it's a little bit thin, right? It's all about reacting. Our hands are data cables to understand what the clay is telling us, right? When our hands are on there, we are quite literally talking to the clay, right? It's telling us things, and that's how we know how to react to it. Okay? A little water again, right at that base. I'm gonna leave a little bit more of a tendril this time. To find that bump, we always have to ask that clay. You got a bump for us? The clay always has that bump for us. We're slowly gonna lift this up one more time. why I stopped there? Because sometimes, since I got some noodly legs, they're a little bit bony. My elbow will jump, and so I'll stop, lift up my elbow, get a new position, and then finish off the pull. Any quick jerking movement on the clay is usually not going to be great, right? You really want like consistent, smooth movements. A little bit of water again. We got one more pull. So we're gonna project out that clay right at that base. We're slowly putting this bump underneath. We're lifting up this bump. Right, it's that the quest from the clay. It's that challenge. It's all about building up your mentality of approach. If you don't waver and you see the darkness and the abyss, you sit there and you become comfortable with it. All of a sudden you'll look back and you'll be in a position where you were not before. Alright. Here we go. Have your hand right in that base. Slowly take that water out of there. I'm not worrying about if I hit some of these bumps here. Squeeze that water out of there. Again, squeeze it all around. No water, great. I'm gonna slowly get some more sponge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3. Slowly twist that up, right? Really trying to sell the tree quality of this. And it did an interior collapse, so we got to do the manual collapse on the top. So here we are. Twist that top up, really nice and tight. Did a little bit of a rip. There's not much I can actually do on this top here. Just dip this down, make it a couple more rotations to make it, we did here, look somewhat intentional. Stop that on the top, right? So give it some gesture, allow the spiral to act as a Alright guys, this one might have been too much. Barely caught that one. There's just too much weight on the top. Today's biggest problem is I think that I kept going too thin with all the pots today. And I'm keeping my eye on this because this really wants to tip over, huh? Someone said, "Hey, Pottery Demon, do you remember me?" I'm not sure. Did you comment something that I responded to in one of the videos? This guy is just really wanting to not really be a friend here. I do like the twist though, so I want to see if I can save it, but it keeps twisting up like this. We might just have to do another one. Come on. Chill out. What am I making? Right now I'm just trying to make it stay up straight, yo. But the biggest problem I think with this one is that the twist was just way too thin. Right there, the walls were way too thin. Alright, here we go. Pop up this edge. This one would be cool with petals, so we're not going to do tendrils on this one. We're going to do petals. Dude! This guy is just being not fun. The clay is so mean. Alright, chill out, bro. It's already fell like 5 times. Redo it. Well, let me just finish the pedals. I'll do another one just for you guys. Someone said redo it. It looks bad. Just wait 1 second. I'll do another one, don't worry. But I do want to finish this one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rub it in. Rub it in. Rub it in. Rub it in. We got the pedals on the bottom. There we go. Alright. Stairs number 3. It's not rude. It's all good. People are entitled to their opinions. Alright. There we go. Camera C. Camera C. We need this one to just chill out. But we will do one more for you guys. While I wedge this up, I'll play one more for you guys. A little video. Camera A. Goated 2. Here we go, guys. We got another chunk wedged up for you guys. I'm gonna turn this goated thing off. I'm gonna turn the music back on. Alright, guys. This time I'm gonna be quick, so I'm not gonna talk as much because I'm already over my time, but I felt like it's necessary to do one more. Push, 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 push. Water, boom. Okay? Right up to the top. Again, boom. Right up to the top. Bring your hammer fist right over top of this. Hammer fist down. You got the clay centered. Okay. Camera C. One little moment here. Create the pond. Pond full. Open this up. Get some of that water in there. Cut this back. Cut through that. It's a little bit off center. Don't even worry about it, because we're going to pull it back on center. Get that wall nice and thin. Great. Get ready. Grab your llama pole. Llama bites down that rim. Slowly brings us up. Camera B. There's number 1. Okay, here's pole number 2. Knuckle right at this bottom. Pole number 1. It's all about evening out those walls, guys. Bit of water. Again, knuckle right at this base. Oh. So you see my biggest problem with that right there is that my hand drifted forward a little bit. We're going to collar this in just a tad. We got our height. We're going to do one more pull. Alright. Right to the bottom. Feel that bump of that clay. Walk this up. The problem is going to be this top here. Just be slow. Okay. Get some of that water out of that interior. And so this one's a little bit shorter than the other ones, so this one's more likely to turn out well. Alrighty. Right down to the bottom. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want them to be even, you got to make sure these little moments where my finger's popping in right there, those are all on the same level. Slowly add some water. This one's shorter, so it's going to turn out a lot better. It's going to twist up. Slowly pop that out. And there we go. We got a tree. And so these are the trees that are a little bit more simple, right? Than some of the other ones that are very wacky, right? And so today is mostly about all the so I understand that you guys like these ones, but these ones are the basic ones. These are the mundane, right? Right on this bottom, kick up this rim. There we go. I don't make any lids for these. I just make the forms. The goal is that I make 3 trees every single day, right? And so why do I do that? It's all to build up my mentality, right? I make 3 trees. I edit all the footage. I post every single day. Holidays, I don't do that. Birthdays, I don't do that. Hang out with friends, I don't do that. Anyway, we're actually going to cut the tendrils on this one to make the grass. Beyblade, Beyblade, rip. Alright. Curl this in. The key with the tendrils is touch them as little as possible. And here, on this one, the tendrils functioning more as a pattern, right? Curl this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right to the bottom. Kick this one up. Yeah, so I've been doing the lives every single day for, I don't know, maybe almost 200 days now. But I'm almost at a year of doing these trees every day, right? And so, needs leaves. Alrighty. Here we go. I actually want this one to be on the top. This is my least favorite of the ones today. I'm gonna have, I'm just gonna help out if I have this one in the middle. Camera C? No, that's not gonna really help out. I feel like I need like something flat. I would like that bat over there, but I cannot have that. Maybe we'll just use the sponge underneath here, even though it's dripping a lot of water. Number 1 in the front. This is my favorite one of the day. Really vibing with the way that this one looks. So we're gonna really want to kick this over as much as we can. I'll pop this up here. Alright. We got that one. Number 2. Is that one tilting too much? No, that one looks okay. Now we need the background. Camera A. So the ones we got today. Look at that. Alright guys, we're gonna get over there now. So here we go. Charge the energy. Green on. This one. This one is the coolest one of the day for me. I really like how it collapsed on that top, ripped open, and I'm using those tendrils to give purpose to that collapse, right? These moments, these tendrils, all these little additions are potential. When something messes up, it doesn't necessarily mean it messed up, right? It's unexplored failures, right? Explore those failures, find the rarities, find the potential in those. Anyway, we got this one over here. I did a triple tendril on this one. This one I did a spiral on the bottom. The bottom collapsed over. I still finished and got the tree to function. I popped that out on the top, and I got those two tendrils right here, trying to do something with that little bump out there. It almost looks like a rock, right? Look at the waterfall in the background, and then look, this is one of those trees on the side that's almost consuming a rock of some sort, right? And then we got the one on the top, the most basic one of the day, just a slight twist, has that almost hourglass-like. The petals or the tendrils on the bottom here, they're just more of a pattern, more to just give the illusion of grass or foliage, but you always got to have the mundane to highlight the extraordinary. Thank you so much for watching. All the best, and strong mentality. And strong mentality. There we go. Here we go. I want to build my own machine. How about that? Some people asked some questions. Somebody said that I need to make a bong. Somebody is speaking a language that I don't understand, but thank you for commenting. Thumbs up to you as well. What am I going to do with all these tree pots? Maybe I'll put them in a show one day, but for right now, I'm just going to keep them around my whole entire house. I always say I don't make pots, I fill rooms. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Computer, peace out.